매일매일 운동하기를 실천하고 있는 동탄 왕코입니다. 오늘은 일요일. 어제 잠을 진짜 엄청 많이 잤습니다. 엄청 많이. 진짜 엄청 많이 잤더니 일단 상쾌합니다. 상쾌해. 아주 상쾌하고 운동해야지. 열심히 하겠습니다. 카메라의 구도를 살짝 바꿔봤는데 이상한데 저쪽으로 좀 더 나와야 될 것 같은데. 아이고야, 아이고 힘들어.
We turn it based on the angle of face that we want. We then convert the real ball into a plastic ball so that people don't get hurt.
In a country where cricket rules, drumming up interest in the game of golf is a passion for Suresh.
Golf isn't popular in India, but it is around the world. In India, people don't play it much. Everyone likes cricket here. I think we did something good. We brought the game to the streets, and people like it more today as a result.
With the local course becoming more accessible and with street golf available on the doorstep, Suresh has succeeded in passing on his love for the game to his daughter.
My name is Ashmi Mebabani and I am 6 years old.
She used to see me play and say that she wants to hit the ball as well. She liked it so much that now she plays herself. She started when she was 5 years old here because we weren't allowed to play inside the club. But then a video of Ashmi went viral, and as a result, the club gave her free admission, so now she's playing there as well.
My favourite player is Tiger Woods. When he plays, he hits great shots. That's why I like him.
With the support of her father and inspired by Tiger, Ashmi has some big dreams.
I love learning golf. I want to grow up and play golf internationally one day.
She'll make the club proud one day, and she'll make the name of her mother and father shine as well.
The first of its kind in the Middle East, Qadr is set to join golf's most coveted experiences. The new signature championship golf course, designed by Jack Nicklaus.
When news happens anywhere in the world, CNN is there.
The crackdown inside Belarus has significantly worsened. Do you know who these children are? Have you seen them before?
We were looking for the lost Uyghur children of Xinjiang.
What brought you to the clinic here today? This is part of a campaign against the women of Tigray.
Another brutal day for Brazil. More than 3,000 deaths from the virus. People feel compelled to make this dark, perilous journey.
China is not happy with this reporting.
Celebrity. I'm not an entertainer. I just do what I do. If it entertains, then that's all good. My name is Patrick Barr, and I go by Tiger Hood. What I need to play urban golf is a nice quiet block, no containers, of course, and a box and a golf club, and that's it.
I don't need recognition.
When I play out here, it's so much more exciting than actually playing real golf. Because you can't do the things out on a golf course that I can do out here. I grew up in Jamaica. When I was 4, I came to America in 1968. I'm an artist here in New York. I'm a photographer, a photojournalist. If I had my choice, I would make a living playing golf, but carrying a camera all the time. My first time getting interested in golf was in 2008 when I found a golf club in the garbage. I've seen it on television, but I've never been really interested in playing because I was into cycling, gymnastics, and those were the sports I was watching on television. But I've always still wanted to try it one day. But when I found that golf club in the garbage can, I said, okay, now's my chance to try it. And I hit a tennis ball against a building that was under construction. And it, you know, the scaffoldings were up and everything. So the tennis ball didn't come back down. And I didn't want to get rid of the golf club. So I got the milk containers the next day and I just hit them and it stuck. 12 years later, I'm here.
Oh my gosh. Oh man. You know, the greens were a little tight. You know, but I felt confident. And I want to thank my mama now. I want to thank my mama now for I want to thank Tiger Hood. I want to thank Tiger Hood.
My name is Nicholas Heller. Well, most people know me from my Instagram, which is called New York Nico. It's kind of like my love letter to New York. You know, I showcase amazing New Yorkers, amazing businesses, amazing places.
That was too cool. That was too cool.
I've been friends with Tiger for about 5 years. I saw him playing golf on the street one day and was fascinated by him, so I put him on my Instagram and everyone kind of fell in love with him. I fell in love with him, so, you know, we kind of became friendly from that.
Woo!
2 years ago or so, I wanted to make a documentary on him, so I asked him, and of course he was down. So we just spent one day shooting. I kind of just wanted it to be a day in the life of Tiger Hood, so spent one day, made Neighborhood Golf Association.
Oh my gosh, my favorite people! My
Yes! That is the pose I'm looking for, like a real professional golfer. Okay? Fabulous. Here we go.
There's going to be joy in my heart with every swing. It makes you feel like a kid again. It's like the kind of thing you do as a kid. That's not for hours.
I mean, I've met so many nice people out here, man. You know? I mean, really nice people.
That's the best part, is seeing people's reaction when they see him on the street playing golf, because it's unlike anything they've ever seen before. No one else is doing this. He's a landmark. And it brings me so much joy to see, you know, people get a kick out of what he does.
It's one of the trade. How did that move? Not like it would have went in, but it looked like it would have been. How did that move, though? The wind?
I feel like New York is kind of like a breeding ground for interesting people. It's just that New York vibe, you know, we accept absurdity, we accept uniqueness, we accept creativity. That's a very nice mix. It's a very unusual mix that you don't really get anywhere else.
Whilst the Big Apple's sidewalks and alleyways may provide everything needed for some of the city's residents to get their golf fix, for those in search of a more traditional golfing experience, there are plenty of options on the doorstep.
When I come in the mornings, it's usually dark out. You can see all the lights in Manhattan. And then the sunrise that comes up from behind the buildings, it's just incredible.
Laid out across the waterfront on the New Jersey side of the New York Harbor, Liberty National Golf Club has gained a reputation as one of the finest courses on the planet, with views to match.
Tom Kite and Bob Cupp, who are our architects, did a great job in routing the golf course to really take advantage of the proximity of the New York skyline, obviously the greatest city in the world, as well as the Statue of Liberty that's only about 700 yards away from the property.
Liberty National has become a fixture on the PGA Tour and also played host to the 2017 President's Cup.
You know, the President's Cup in 2017 was certainly an awesome event, but I think the main difference is really the atmosphere. The players are no longer playing for themselves. They're playing for a coach. They're playing for their fellow players. They're playing for a country. And so you can really feel the passion in the atmosphere.
Despite now playing host to the world's best players, it was not so long ago that this stretch of the New York Harbor looked very different.
It's really a cool piece of property. It was a munitions depository for the World War, transitioned into a refinery at that time. And then in the early 90s was when the owners and our designers actually set foot on the property initially.
Course Superintendent Greg James knows every inch of Liberty National, having been here since the club opened its gates in 2006.
Our trademark features are the way the ball rolls. So there's a lot of runoffs around the green, so it creates all different kinds of shots for the player. It makes them mentally think about what their next shot's going to be and where to position their ball.
One of the really great stories about the property and actually the build out in order to attain all the views and properly grade the holes and those types of things. For 2.5 years, there was 200 trucks a day, 6 days a week. So added up to 150,000 plus truckloads of soil in order to create the undulation and the grade above sea level that we needed.
With Manhattan situated just a short distance across the water, the club offers its members some unique options to reach the course.
We have a 32-person, 850 horsepower catamaran that runs every hour back and forth during our season. So that's a really cool way of arriving at the golf course. We have a helicopter pad that gets used frequently for those that might be flying in from the city or from Long Island.
So what next for this incredible course? Could we see a major or even a Ryder Cup being played in the shadow of the Statue of Liberty?
Hosting events in the future, absolutely, I think is the short answer. That's what the property was built, was to hold high-level competitions. That being said, we're really focused right now on our relationship with the PGA Tour, the FedEx Cup playoffs, and hosting the Northern Trust in August of 21. And certainly excited to have the 125 best players in the world here this August.
Golf is a game that requires creativity, imagination, and ambition. It's safe to say that with the ingenuity on display around the world, this sport is in safe hands for many years to come.
Living Golf, in association with Golf Saudi.
The first of its kind in the Middle East, Qadir is set to join golf's most coveted experiences. The new signature championship golf course, designed by Jack Nicklaus.
Shanghai, China, and this is CNN. I'm David Cobra in Shanghai, China.
New Delhi,
Beirut, in Kinshasa,
Somaliland, Moscow, and Downing Street.
we're now fulfilled.
The White House, and this is CNN.
Welcome to Africa. African voices. I'm Mary Topo, and this week you will see how Africa's resources can create change-making stories for people on the continent. I'm going to introduce you to a man who turned practices he learned while growing up in West Africa into a business making profits in the United States while empowering people in his home region.
아,
I believe there's something fundamental when we engage with West African communities. It means that we have to understand our culture. The meaning of Alafia indicate a sense of peace and a sense of health. And I chose Alafia because that is why Alafia exists. It's to foster peace and health in our communities in the world. I am the CEO of Alafia, a personal care brand with the goal of alleviating poverty for women in our communities. I am Olowonjo Chala, and I am a change maker. We're on our way to Kede, which is in the eastern part of Ghana, or east of Accra.
For Olowonjo Chala, drives to the outskirts of Ghana in West Africa are a necessary part of doing business.
It was important for Alafia in what we make in Kede, that is the black soap. And with the black soap, you need two key ingredients. One is the shea butter, which is native to West Africa, and also palm kernel oil, which is also native to West Africa.
Alafia is a company based in the United States that manufactures and distributes personal care products like soaps and lotions made from ingredients curated in Africa.
In the state of Washington, Alafia is in a city called Olympia, and there we have a facility of 100,000 square foot with a team members of about 145. And there we make about 190 different SKUs of product. When it comes to our body washes, we make 2 to 3 million gallons every month. Our lotions and shampoos, we make about a couple of million gallons on a weekly basis.
The success of the company has earned Olowonjo Business Awards and even an appointment to a U.S. Trade Advisory Committee.
Alafia's business is a profitable enterprise. In fact, that is the whole essence of this model. To prove to the world that you could have a social enterprise that treat the people with dignity and also generate positive cash flow and profitable.
The roots of Alafia's award-winning business model trace back to Olowonjo's home country, Togo.
My father has 42 children. My mother has 8 children who grew up in 8x10 room. And by 6th grade, I dropped out of school to work in a farm to help support the family. That life, I believe, is the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing today. What I can do to reduce the suffering of the many youngsters like myself in Togo. The reason at first that I went to the state was I met my partner, Rose, who was a Peace Corps volunteer in Togo. And I thought, like many young people, when you meet a very beautiful and kind woman, you tend to follow her wherever she goes.
Shortly after settling in Olympia, Washington, Olowonjo's entrepreneurial juices began flowing.
I did not have what you call a conventional business experience, but I had a traditional business experience. I grew up selling peppers, shea nut, shea butter in the market with my mother. That has taught me on how do you sell a product.
원래 스쿼트 안 하려고 했는데
And these
스쿼트 좀 해야겠어.
experiences, I think, contribute to me going to school in America at the university and understanding also the current global market systems and combining those two together.
Olowonjo and his partner, Rose Hyde, came up with a business plan with a goal to empower people who lived like he did in Togo. particularly the women.
The Alafia model, or how the cooperative work, is pretty straightforward. It starts by creating what we call unions. For instance, in Togo, the share nut collector for Alafia are 8,000 members divided in 60 different villages, and those women within their group will collect the shared nuts. And they will sell the shared nut under the fair trade principles to Alafia cooperative or Alafia facility where we make a shea butter. And there, those are done or made in fair trade principles as well. And from there, the shea butter or the black soap or the baskets goes to Olympia, Washington, where we make them into finished goods and distribute them in the natural market in America. And then we bring the funds, after we sell them in America, to invest back into the community. That's how the women's benefit. There's two ways. One, they have a job, that's a fair wages, and the second part is the fund going back into the education, maternal health in those communities.
Sounds like a win-win plan, but it wasn't an easy sell when he started in 2003.
The challenge at the beginning, clearly, is that no woman believed that they're going to get paid because they have always been taken advantage of. And 17 women have agreed to join and gave me the chance, and today we have thousands of the women. You saw from the beginning too? 2018. Yes, thank you.
Establishing and maintaining that trust is partially why it's necessary for Olowonjo to meet face-to-face regularly with his many partners. We'll see what that entails and what goes into the production process.
Welcome to Doha from every one of us. Even those working quietly behind the scenes. So you can relax and enjoy the perfect break in your journey. And when you leave with a smile, we know our day's work is done. Qatar Airways, welcome to our home.
In an unprecedented event, the leaders of the war on COVID break their silence.
There will be another pandemic, guaranteed.
CNN special report, the pandemic doctors speak out, Monday on CNN.
In so many ways, we're very proud as a company about the accomplishments we've made. But at the same time, when we think about our purpose, which is create world-changing technologies that enrich the lives of every person on Earth, and some of the fundamental societal challenges that we have, we're looking as we set these goals for 2030, how do we bring that purpose to life on things like carbon neutrality, on things like continuing to move forward on diversity and inclusion, and things like how do we use technology for good, both in terms of the health and welfare of the society in which we operate. We see this next decade as an opportunity to really accept a shared responsibility to step up the role we play in terms of making the world a better place.
Tonight, escalating tensions with China and Russia. Secretary of State Antony Blinken joins Dana Bash, plus new voting restrictions in Georgia. Democratic Senator Raphael Warnock and Congresswoman Nikema Williams. State of the Union, tonight.
Olowonjo Chala has arrived at one of his company's production facilities in Kade, Ghana. He opened this facility in 2017 after establishing his cooperative business model in Togo. This area is rich with palm oil trees, which are an essential ingredient for his black soap products.
Making black soap is something that we do grow up throughout life, but it's a very simple process. Traditionally, here you have the shea butter, and these are handcrafted shea butter, and you have palm kernel oil. And what makes black soap very unique is the fact that you use ash. And after we cook it in an open flame and put the ash in it, we take it to drying. You can see how these rise here. We take it to drying. And this drying process is very important because what it does, it allows for the soap to reach what's called full cure. And that means that will be very gentle on the skin. After the curing process, we pack these soap in bags as you see there, and this gets shipped to the U.S. And in the U.S., in our facility in Olympia, Washington, we do the final step by taking these soap, mix it with purified water, put it in a bottle, and then ship it throughout America into retailers across the states.
Olawonjo doesn't venture here just to check on product. He has to make sure his partners are happy. In this case, it's the chief of the village and his council.
I think culture and priority of the communities are important to understand. So meeting the chief was important to see, does it align with Alafia's objective? And a simple example, for Alafia, the intention of setting up in Kede was to provide job for women. However, meeting with the chief, the intention was to create job for the youth. That was always most important to the chief. And I believe that understanding the priorities and following the cultural norms, it makes it inclusive, that the community is being included in the process of establishing, even if with a good intention.
Part of Alafia's business model is to invest heavily back into the communities with which they partner.
One of the biggest projects that Alafia invests in is maternal health. So to this day, Alafia has invested and paid for safe birth of over 6,000 babies. Equally important is the education of our young sisters. So to this day, Alafia has built 15 schools, mostly in Togo. In addition to these, we have 10,000 bicycles in the distribution for young girls so that they don't have to walk a long distance to school, so that they can have a better chance of continuing their education.
Alafia has established cooperatives with several villages in Togo and Ghana and continues to expand.
We're here in northern part of Ghana, a town called Bolga, where the headquarters for Alafia basket weaving is located. It looks simple, but it's not simple, huh? Today we're going to visit the Alafia basket operation, and then after that we're going to go to various villages where we have about 5,000 women here that weave baskets for Alafia. But the main reason to be in northern Ghana today is for the establishment of a new shea butter facility so that we can create more jobs in the most needed areas here.
Opening another facility means meeting with another chief for his blessing.
Lots of organizations come with a colonial mentality. I want to set these up. They see the president, they see the minister, and they set up. The village doesn't really understand why they're there. And to me, I think if you truly want to impact the community, the village needs to be
오전 운동 여기까지만 하겠습니다.
understanding what they need the most. Now, I would like to address the chief. The chief is a special man because he understands what will uplift his community. And here in his community, what people know how to do is make sure